Okay. All right. As usual, we record our training, and if you need it, then we can send the link to you, and also we can send literature to you. So my name is Sylvester Ojobo. I've been an engineer for 38 years, and also I got a master's in engineering, master's in MBA, and doctorate in view. Been a business intelligence certified, business analyst certified, professional Scrum certified, data governance certified, data analyst as well, and I have others which I can't mention of right now because of time constraint. As a matter of fact, I'll be your trainer today, and also we have other tutor that may join in as we continue to go on. For those who have come for the first time, let me know. I'm going to share a link with you that you can have to watch a video and about data governance. Okay. So while attending this data governance training, in this global trend that is in vogue, whereby you see data governance, you see data being produced every day. Just a minute. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. When data is being produced every day, there's need for it to be well governed and managed, and in order to have the usefulness of it in every enterprise. Okay, so we have new people in this place today. Can you use the opportunity to introduce yourself? We have Maria. Let's start with Maria. Maria.
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm Maria Goretti Ihorusowe. It's my first time of being here. I just joined this morning. And I hope to have a good experience and achieve a greater goal. Thank you.
Thank you. Maria, from where?
Okay, I'm from Canada.
Okay, what's your discipline?
I'm an information scientist.
Okay, information scientist. So you're a scientist.
No, I'm of the should I call it social, not so social science, like the course I'm doing presently is health information science.
Oh, that's very good. Wow,
Yeah,
that's very good.
So it's domiciled in the Faculty of Information and Media Studies.
PhD? Is that PhD?
Yeah, I'm doing my PhD now.
Wow, that is something else. So this course, how do you think the course will benefit you? What motivated you?
Okay. I've not really known much about the course. Okay, do you mean the course I'm studying or the
No,
program
this one.
This one. Okay. I think the little I know about this is talking about data governance, how to like manage data across board, how to disseminate information as well. So I'm yet to know more about it so that I will really ascertain how it's going to benefit me in my present discipline, in my past discipline.
I like that. I like academicians who like investing in themselves. I do that as well every time.
Oh, thank you.
Just to complement this, apart from the 2 masters I have and my PhDs in review, I just registered to read law, LLM.
Oh.
Yeah, the 3rd one. So I'm measuring up with a lot of big things coming up with data and whatever that is coming up. So I love this. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
That's
much.
good.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much for
Okay.
investing your time or whatever, and you investing in
All
getting
right.
to me. Yeah. So,
Thank you.
have you ever lectured before?
Yeah. I was a lecturer back in Nigeria.
Where,
Mm.
which university?
University of Benin.
University of Benin, Uniben. That's Uniben.
Yeah. Yes, Uniben. I
Oh,
was lecturing in the library school because my previous background was library and information science.
wow, that is big. You're gonna be this course gonna be very useful. More than
Wow.
useful. I can tell you the truth.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. We have
Okay.
some.
I have a PhD in library and information science. This is my second PhD
Hmm.
in health information science.
I'm more interested in knowing you more. My first time ever spoken to you, knowing you as well. That's really, really good. We got a lot to talk about.
Okay.
It's very, very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so if I've not greeted you, no, you would have even informed me, you would have told me who you are. Some people sneaking in here just say, I want to hear from their brother Sylvester. Oh, that's very good. I like it. This is what I enjoy in this training.
Okay.
Who else is new here?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else is new here? Let me check the names. Mamadou?
Yes,
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, sir. And you?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Good, good, good. Have you had your water?
I have had my water, thank you.
Good.
I'm still taking it. Right. So, can you introduce yourself to the people because we're all here? Try
Okay,
to.
sure. Hi everyone. My name is Mamadou. Currently living in UK, specifically London, and currently studying at university, and doing business and management tourism.
Good. Good. Right. That's very, very good. How did you come here?
I came here because I was willing to learn something different and also a bit more challenging,
Okay.
and hopefully earn from it as well.
Okay. Who brought you here?
Some Sylvester Stallone was the one who actually called me, and he approached me regarding to it.
Who is Sylvester Stallone?
The real one from Nigeria.
And who is that?
Sorry to interject. Sylvester Stallone is actually an American actor. So
That's what
No. The real one is from Nigeria.
oh, okay.
It's very powerful. It's very strong.
that's
I
what
was just going to say, please, can you introduce me to him?
He's just in front of you.
that's what
He's the one lecturing.
yeah, actually I lectured him in the university and yeah, he said he has never seen a man like that. So we talk and he became more interested. I just love him so much. Um, thank you for coming. Sometimes they call me the Stallone in this. So it's so all right. Do we have a new person here as well? I know. Do we have? Okay, I think I'm just going. Bob Emmanuel is from Nigeria. I think you've attended once. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, okay, thank you. So let's say just no. There's one. Let me get Smith. Smith is from Nigeria. Okay. Oh. Okay, so you just a quick one, and that's the reason why you do attend. And so what you start to gain for those who just came here, what you start to gain is in-depth knowledge, understand the principles and practice of data governance, and the practical skills that may follow you just to learn to apply the same in framework and in real life scenario. And also for your career advancement, as you can hear from our sister, Dr. Maria from Canada, and also if you main highlights you're going to see is actually engaging presentation, and you'll be hearing from industry leaders and experts. Some of them are here. Also have interactive workshops that which you need to participate in. Especially when you are group with others and doing your practicals, having a network opportunities that we'll be following. So just a quick one. I like sharing this so that people can go and check it by themselves. You know, can you all see what I'm sharing from wherever you are? If you can see it properly, it would be nice for you to, if you can see it properly, it would be nice for you to have if you're using phone, use a landscape instead of portrait, okay? Hey, Mamadou, can you see this?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. Can you see this data governance what?
Data governance manager.
Okay. So what can you see here?
City of London up to 125,000 per annum.
Okay. Can you manage that in a year?
Well, that's way too much, I would say.
Okay.
It's more than enough.
Doctor, can you manage that in a year? Dr. Maria,
Yeah,
can you manage that in a year as a compliment?
yeah. Just like Momodi said, not so enough.
Good. That's very, very good. So in this place, what we do, we train you to become a data manager and other sort of data management job, and we prepare you for your interview, prepare a transition CV for you, and also prepare you for certification as well. So, and on that basis, you will always go for an interview as if you've been there for years by experience. So we convert all theoretical analysis here into practical action, and then when you'll be expected to do some presentation right here, and then so that you would not be strange to an interview. Is that okay? And also, I will use the opportunity to tell those who really want to go for an interview, want to the job right now, as I speak, to say right now, wait, I'm going to have a quick section with you. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Some people already pushing that they need a job right now, that they need to do something, so I will be there for you. Is that okay, everyone? Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
that's okay.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
now, how would you feel if you earn £400 a day minimum? How would you feel if you earn £400 a day minimum?
That'll be good.
Thank you, Prince Bob Marley, £400 a day. So
That would be great, to be fair.
that would be good, to be fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
encouraging, honestly.
Oh, very encouraging. I love those words. See the words that are coming are very powerful. So if you earn £400 a day, how much would that be for 5 days?
That would be
£2,000.
2,000 £2,000, yeah.
£2,000. I like that. Yeah, is that from Tony?
Yes.
That's very powerful. £2,000. So for a month would be how much?
Oh, God. That's a lot of money.
60.
8,000 per month.
8,000 per month. 8,000 pounds per month. That's very, very good. So, if you pay a tax of a minimum of 2,000 pounds, how much will be remaining from 8,000 pounds?
6,000.
6,000. So 6,000 times 12 will be what after tax?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
72 or 50 plus
72,000, sir.
72,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That's very good. Can you manage that without tax? That means you put that in a pocket in a year. Without tax. Can you manage that?
I have a dream.
You have a dream. That's very good. Okay. Now, that is the minimum you can get in this training, after this training. So you better ready for it. Okay? And I'm not joking, you go and find it out. In fact, yesterday, was it yesterday or Wednesday? Was it yes or was it yesterday? No, Thursday. Mamadou? Mamadou?
Yes, yes.
We went through some, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we did.
What did you see there?
Regarding to what, sorry?
The rate per day.
Well, I've seen a great opportunity that would be.
Yeah, you saw 500 to 710, 753 pounds, isn't it?
Yes, per day.
Per day. So
Yeah.
you can earn even up to 1,200 pounds per day. So
Yes.
this is how depending on experience. So, but after the training here, you should be able to earn a minimum of 400 pounds. That's why I always advise people to put the head down. Don't come for training if you're not ready to work, you're not ready to be trained. So both the trainer and the trainee, they are all learning. So feel free, and you must ready to participate vocally, not sitting behind. Because you will not be shy by the time you're going to be interviewed. You are going to be a manager and a manager of a class. Is that okay? Is that okay, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Good. Thank you so much. I'm going to do, for those who just came in today, they're going to be a super kind of quick section with you people, but not now. I just only try to let you know what to do. But we'll be doing some training, and those who are in the cohort, they are ready to do what they want to do today. So the last time we met, we talked about data quality control. That's what we did. Is that correct, everyone?
Is that correct, sir?
Good. We did mastering data quality, strategic approach to achieving data quality, accuracy, completeness, consistencies, and reliability. Okay, and before I go on, I need to just quickly flash something with those who just came in terms of curriculum base that we are following, because the curriculum is drawn towards achieving vital goals, of which we're going to be talking about data governance framework, all right? An overview of data governance principle, policies, and best practice. Don't forget that when we talk about here in the job description of the JD is to develop data governance policies, e.g. data retention. So we have a lot here, so you're going to have time for that. So the curriculum here is to have an overview of data governance principle, policies, and best practice, okay? And the what best practice, have you heard of it before?
Yes.
So what is best practice? Okay. What is best practice?
Want to describe it as what is most acceptable or best way to carry out a tax.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is very, very very, very, and graphics the way you put it. So best practice is the is the most acceptable and superior practice ever compared with other alternatives that have produced the best result also ever compared with other alternatives, including updating. So best practice is more or less the best standard to follow. So it's very important you get that there. Thank you so much. So any company always want to ensure that there's best practice in everything they do. Okay? So that being said, I want you to understand that to ensure best practice, a standard that need to be put together in a policy in order for the program to run is based on the goal that we are trying to achieve in data governance management system. So then we have data management. It's a techniques for collection. Understand the word techniques, very important for data collection, storage, processing, and retrieval. We're going to talk about the management aspect of data, and one of the most important aspect of this one of the most important aspects of this curriculum is data quality, where you have strategies for ensuring data accuracy, completeness, consistency, and reliability. Have you heard the word strategy before? Have you heard the word strategy before?
Yes, please.
What is the meaning of strategy?
Okay, talking about ways to do something or how to carry out something, different steps or or different techniques on how to carry out a particular task.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I really appreciate you. I like people coming to this and contributing. That is why we are here together. So find a way to always speak, no matter how it is. The word strategy is what Doctor have just said. Well, simply put, in a more context of data governance, is a long-term plan. Anyway, it's a long-term plan. Have you heard the word long-term plan before?
Yeah.
Good. It's simply the word strategy. Long-term plan means strategy. So if something is long-term plan, so do we have short-term plan?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
So what is the word for short-term plan?
Tactical.
Tactical. Thank you. Tactical plan. So these two words has got military origin. And before you go to war, they have to be strategical plan. And if the war does not go the way it's being planned, they have plan B, which is tactical plan. So it's very important. Because they use this word in an operation. So when you do operation research or operation principle and practice, or in any business, they incorporate it right into management. So that is why in data governance management, there is strategies. So the program you're going to implement, they're going to be strategy. As we begin to go on, you're going to see it, and most especially when it comes to data quality, and you're talking about integrity. So it's very important. Okay. So data privacy and security is in fact one of the most important aspects of the curriculum. You just have to know is about law regulations and policy governing data privacy and security, and strategy again coming in here for protecting sensitive data. So the metadata management, we're going to talk about that as well. It's about techniques of capturing as well. We're going to talk about the architecture of data. It's more or less the foundation, how it is the framework that your data modeling and warehousing and integration will be carried out. So number 7 is related most highly to number 3 aspect of the curriculum, which is data analytics. So and then those who has been in this cohort, and I think you are aware of this already because I tried to deal with 7 before free, number 3 in the curriculum, so that people will understand what it really means. So techniques for data analysis, so which include descriptive. Anyone can tell me when the data descriptive analytics? Anyone tell me data descriptive analytics? Hello? When you say data, descriptive analytics, what does it really mean?
Okay. You're talking about summarizing a set of method used in describing a particular data set or that represents a particular group or group of persons.
Yeah, thank you so much. Doctor, you articulated it from the research side of it, which is also very, very good. So when we're talking about descriptive analytics, we're dealing with existing data. In other words, we're talking about secondary data. So those who are in NHS, those who are in the medical doctors, and even those who are researchers, those who are data analysts, if in a sector or enterprise that carry out what is called research based on what may likely to happen in the future or in their production line, they use existing data to to visualize, to analyze and visualize what they may likely need their production to be. Or those in the medical doctor, if your hand is up.
Yeah, even in the construction industry or in the engineering field, it's also used. Past data is used to plan new builds, new infrastructures, new bridges, all sorts of things. So data, past trend is used for the future. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. With the medical doctor, we say, what is the existing record of the patient? So that will help them to analyze what kind of treatment they're going to render, okay, or prescribed. Okay, that's why we have prescriptive analytics. Okay, prescriptive analytics deals with when there's availability of descriptive and also the diagnostic. Okay, so diagnostic is when they have to look into what has been going on and get the data on that. Okay, predictive would be like from the data available from descriptive and diagnostic, should be able to predict what most likely is going to happen. And the word predict is kind of forecast. The word prescriptive is kind of recommend the kind of prescription that need to go. So in all these things, you need a data analyst. Also, you need a visualization officer, and also you need a business analyst in this. So very important. And if data are not of high quality from number 3 here, then it will be so difficult for that to be done. Okay, of course, we're going to do a visualization, and I will teach you different kind of visualization techniques, why is it necessary, and also we're going to talk about the ethics that we prioritize in terms of data, management as well, and the governance of the same. So the moral standard that we need to follow that guide the business itself and any enterprise you carry out, you are working, okay, or you want to work. With number 10, data governance in practice, real-world examples will be made available as we are treating every aspect of the curriculum, and also the tools that are necessary for you to use in the management system and governing the data in order to ensure data integrity and value creation, okay? And also we have data governance in global context. This is going to be, we're going to spend time on this at any time we are treating every aspect of the curriculum, making references to what's happening across the globe, and especially the regulations and legal framework that taking place in each of the country of the continent that you really want to work. So what you can do, the challenges, and what you can also have to carry out in best practice to ensure that you are within the context of the legal framework in wherever you're working. So if you made mistake on that, what happened to Facebook? That they were fined 2.8 billion about 4 months ago, transferring data from Europe to US, and the breach, they had risk and a non-compliance issue. So really, they were fined. So he paid his taxes because he knew. This morning, I just received a message I just saw a message that Facebook owner is the second richest man on earth at the moment. $209 billion, as I said. So it's a very good thing. Okay, now moving forward, as I said earlier, all right, someone's hand is message is there, okay, or at least take advantage of what is going on in the chat box, and the message is there. Okay, Barrister put something to data governance comparative studies, how other countries just study other countries' data, so as to optimize their profit and outcome. Please take advantage of what is right there. Thank you, Barrister. Okay, that being said, I want us to follow where those who just came in today, I'm going to make a case, prepare a case for you. And right, we mentioned the last time we examined mastering data quality, mastering data quality, strategic approach to achieving data accuracy, completeness, and consistencies and reliability. We mentioned what is so paramount is about integrity, and also we talk about the qualities, the foundation upon which organization build their decision-making processes, and ultimately have accurate, complete, and consistent see in the data livelihood. So why do we need that? Is for us to ensure strategic decision-making. All right, and we mentioned understanding data quality. So of course, those who were here, we talk about accuracy as free from errors, omissions, and we mentioned so many examples of the same. And also we talk about completeness, and being that all is about all relevant information without any gaps. So today, we're going to go a little bit, spend time on the practical aspect of it. Okay, so which is very good. Data quality initiatives. Please take note of this. This is where we're going to really spend some time. You may be asked a question. So what initiative have you ever carried out before in the place where you work? Data quality initiatives. So what initiative have you carried out before? So when we talk about data initiative, a quality initiative, what do we really mean? It simply means that what organization may undertake to improve the quality of their data. You may be asked in an interview, can you tell me the data quality you have carried out before, or in data governance? First of all, you can say in your previous job or previous role or in your present role, depends on how you do it, okay? And let the data governance initiative focus on improving data quality in customer relation management platform, CRM. Okay. And what did you do there? You focus on improving data quality. So how did you do it? Through data analysis. You carry out a thorough data analysis for that initiative. You look for the root cause of the data inconsistency and redundancy, or one of those, data quality issues. And then what do you do again after that? You work closely with cross-functional department heads and to establish data quality at various stages, of which you have what is called data validation and checks at various stages of data entry, and also what you do and the processing as well. As a result, errors were minimized and reduced by 30%, and within 6 months, there is what is called improvement in customer insight, and more in order to ensure more accurate reporting, you were able to come out with a strategy decision making. So what we follow after that would be what? An increase in your salary. So these are the kind of initiatives you are being interviewed. This is the first thing you may have to say within 4 minutes. Okay, because that's the best thing you could do easily anyway. So because sometimes CV might be very deceptive, but it's good for you to know how to articulate the thing you have been taught. So data quality initiative is very important. So what do you do? Carry out in data quality initiative. Though we've talked about data analytics, we talk about data quality strategies, but what do you really do in practice? So the first thing you will do, if you can see what I'm seeing there, can you see what I'm sharing?
Yes, thank you.
You can
Yes,
see
sir.
it.
Yes, we can see.
Oh, thank you. What can you see there?
Data profiling. This involves analyzing the content, structure, and quality of data to identify potential issues.
Thank you. So you profile data. When you are employed, you look at the existing program you have, whether is it a green feed or brown feed? Green feed, I don't know if anyone know the meaning of green feed.
Yes, relatively new.
New.
A relatively new field that has not been explored. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So what is brown field?
It's already existing.
Existing, but potentially there are problems that you need to solve, because as a manager, you are a problem solver. That's what it means. Okay, so when you are employed, if it's a brown field, you're able to articulate that, okay, when I was employed, I saw inconsistency in the data set. So what did you do? Because they are interested in what did you do to mitigate against what you have seen as a challenge. So you did data profiling. So, and what did you do in your data profiling? You were involved in analyzing the content of the data set, and then you look at the structure, and you were able to carry out the quality data, identifying the various issues, the root cause of it. So you profile the state of the data. Please take note of this. Very, very important. Because not all data you have in the data set are correct. If anyone can give me an example. Anyone give me an example?
Example of what?
Of when you look at data set, database, you might discover things that are not correct. What example would that
Okay,
be?
one example could be the date of birth. In
Yeah.
some places you get it as day, a month, that's you put 02, then the month 01, and then the year. The year could just be 2 integers, or it could be 4. So it could be 19 80 something, 19, 90 something, or it could just be 90 something. So if it's not consistent, that data must be consistent all through. And then in some other cases too, it could be that the names in that particular data could start with surname first and then the name after. So once you input it wrongly, automatically it brings up an error. But if you put it rightly, so if it's surname first before the names and then before any other information, as long as it's correct, there's no error thrown up there. It must just follow that particular pattern. So any other pattern, and then an error is thrown up. It could also be in the, say, in putting things like gender type, male or female. So you must make sure you have the correct thing against the other person's name. So you can't put for, of course, nowadays we have transgender and all sorts of letterings. So don't even know what is right anymore, what is wrong anymore. So, but the important thing is making sure you follow that pattern.
Yeah.
That they must all follow. If it's an email format, the emails must follow blah 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 at so. So any other way, then it's wrong.
Thank you so much for such. Thank you so much. If you look at the chat box Barrister Manuel just put as well, wrong information diagnosis in NHS trust could lead to very serious consequences. So if you do not profile your data, it will cause a lot of problem. Wrong medication prescribed, and also hence data must be accurate. So the profiling is very important, as you have just explained, Ife. Thank you so much for contributing. Any other person who will give any example? Because this is pure practical. You're going to be profiled. How will I do? Don't worry, that's not a problem. So you'll be taught about it.
I think an example of omitting postcodes. Postcode is another thing where if you don't put postcode, you might lead to getting wrong information about a patient. Or two patients, for example, might have same first name and same last name, which is possible in most places. So it is good to identify the addresses correctly, with like right postcode, right date of birth, make sure everything identify the patient, and you can tell, although they have the same names, but as a result of the date of birth and postcode or hospital number, we can now tell that these are two different people. Because if you don't follow that system, you may give wrong treatment to the wrong person. That is very, very important.
Thank you so
Or
much.
NHS number.
Yes,
NHS number.
And
in addition to the postcode, you can actually advise that there should be uniformity in the postcode format. Some organizations prefer using the small letters in the postcode, and some prefer using capital letters in postcode. So we can actually say that previously where we worked, we realized that the postcode were probably in wrong format. Some had capital letters and some had small letters. So there has to be uniformity in that. So we can say that you now looked at the old, you looked at it and you said, and you now decided that it should be in caps, not in small letters.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Could you say, is that for cosmetic purpose, or does it really make any difference there?
Okay, I will answer that as well. So if your hand is up.
Yes, I was going to say that, and in the case of the police, they make sure they have all the information right, so that when they are sending out traffic offenses, traffic offense tickets, it goes to the right person. So they never make a mistake as putting Ife as a man when Ife is a woman. Just so if there's any traffic offense committed, they know where it goes. So their databases are always They always try to make their database spot on. The name is always as it should be, the age, the gender, the email, the postcode, everything. It's always correct when it comes to the police force.
Okay. So as a data governance manager, if those things are not correct, whose responsibility would that be?
It will be it's your responsibility as a governance manager to manage the overall database, but you could also have stewards under you or other data administrators. So it depends on the organizational setup. Who could also manage that, but it's your responsibility to make sure everything is spot on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for those who contributed.
Can I add or ask? I don't know if this is applicable. So for those who run courier services, you need to have this correct, or else you have your parcels going to wrong addresses. But if you have like a structure where you have data right, you're able to like go to right addresses. So I don't know if that's applicable.
It's more than applicable for Nigeria. You are welcome, Prince. Yeah.
Sir, can I ask a question in terms of the postcode? Because I know I've actually worked in a role whereby I impute I'm like a data, I don't know what they call it. I'm trying to look for that English. So basically what I do is, get information, put it up on the system. Yeah. So I realized that the person that I've worked previously, in terms of the postcode, she didn't do really well. Like she mixed both capital letters and small letters, so can we actually say that, as a data governance manager, we actually look into that and say, no, this is not right? Because normally postcode in this country should be in capital letters. If they are capital letters, capital letters. If it is small letters and small letters. But what the person did previously was she mixed both capital letters and, small letters.
Thank you so much, Mary. I will answer that question. The question will be answered completely in this practical aspect of it. This is the first phase of practical, because why I'm spending time on analytics and data quality is not because of that thing, because things are not gotten right, they will be wrong in every aspect of data governance. Someone want to speak again? Good. Now, thank you for those who contributed from Nigeria, from abroad, and from London here. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I like what Barrister Emmanuel put on the chat. He said there were cases where a letter was received after 26 years in the UK. The importance of completeness cannot be overemphasized, which is absolutely true, because anything that you send to any postal address in the UK, it always gets there eventually. It might have gone missing due to maybe negligence of some people, or something has gone wrong in the delivery service, but it gets there eventually. But then you have some other places which sadly sometimes even the address, you're not even sure which address you're even going to. Even the house you're living in, you're not even sure if the address is even correct.
Thank you so much. Thank you for those who have contributed immensely. Thank you. I want you to understand that is the reason why we have the data quality initiative. Mary, I tend to advise that what you said is right. So as we begin to go, I will relate to it. So that is why we're doing data profiling. Look at the content of what you have in your database, how it's being structured. You hear that? Okay? And the quality of data to identify potential issues. So everything you guys have brought here is about potential issues. Mary, especially, you look at the structure of the postcode, you discover that it's not well structured. So it is your duty to correct it and also put it part of your program to ensure that that standard is maintained. Okay, talking about in the framework, there are standards. In data components, data governance component, then we have people, we have policies, we have people, we have strategy, we have policy, we have standards. Okay, standard is very important. And also we have, socialization. We have also metrics in which we measure or what we have put together, and also the technology as well. So the profiling is not going to be a problem because the software is there, but you have to know what you are doing before you can use the software. So this is where we're doing it. If you want to profile data, you know what that means. Okay, very important. And profiling data is more or less using, trying to get rid of those data that have no prospect for survival, or they are not useful in the system or useful in terms of your business ethics. Very important. Thank you so much. So after having looked into the content and the structure of the data you have in your enterprise, the next thing you have to do what is called cleansing. Okay? You have to do what's called what? Cleansing. So what does that imply? You look for way of correcting or removing inconsistency. Okay? Removing inconsistency, duplications, and also inaccurate, and also other issues that are relating to the data. So how do you do that? Can you give me an example of inaccurate data?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was Mary who was teaching us about the postcode, that they have to be similar. Is that Mary would say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So so when the postcodes, when you have small letters and capital letters all jumbled together, and I think that could be part of inconsistency.
That's correct.
So the ability to be able to recognize that, no, this is not how it should be.
That is correct.
And that's, so shall we say that's part of the data cleansing as well?
Yes, part of the data cleansing. That's why if he said the other time I'm married.
Okay.
He said if he was talking about, years and whatever, and date of birth, this and that, and maybe talk about surname, and So what that means is about standardization. That's called standardization. Okay. So when the format that has been put there that this is what we should follow, and if it's not followed, that is inconsistency in data entry or even in storing those data. In fact, immediately when you do that and you have automation system within your program, it picks it up when something is entered wrongly.
Okay.
So then, sometimes when you try to sign in, they say, no, that is not correct. It's telling you that that format is not the format we needed. So because it's automated. So this is how it is. So inconsistency, you need to correct that immediately. If you can't correct it, send it to Mary. Mary will correct it.
Thank you.
So it's a pleasure. Then any example of inaccurate?
Can I? Oh, okay. Go ahead, Igor.
If you want to sign into the Yahoo account and you put your password instead of capital letter, you put a small letter. If you not sign in, it will show you that the password is incorrect.
It's not good. Okay, that's a very good try. Me, go to be quite honest. That's true. Dr. Maria.
Okay, when we talk about inaccurate, at times what I've experienced here with the bus station, when you go through the map or the app for the bus, it will tell you the bus is arriving in 20 minutes time. Most times you wait, you can be there for like 30 minutes time. The bus is not coming.
That's in Canada. In Canada,
yes,
not London.
Yes,
Okay, no problem.
yes. There are times when you are relaxed, like since it's 20 minutes time, you want to go out maybe 3 minutes to 20 minutes time. You'll be shocked to see that as you are stepping out, maybe even 5 minutes to the 20 minutes time, the bus is already zooming off. So it's so inconsistent that You don't even know whether it's coming before the time, the scheduled time.
What is not consistent, what is not accurate. So I just want to know,
So
you're talking about accurate and consistency together.
Yeah, both. It's not consistent, and the data they have there is not accurate enough. Most times you are waiting for a particular bus, another one comes and it's not the one going to your route.
Okay, thank you. That's a very good example, and you see that's what our lawyer said here too as well. Princess, she put it on the chat board. She's talking about like bus time, train times. She said train time. That's very good. Thank you so much, Doctor. If your hand is up.
Yeah, an example of inaccurate data will be the age of someone. You can never put age as negative before the age. So you never have anything like he's minus 50 years or she's minus 30 years. So if you have a time in front of the age, that data is very inaccurate. And then even in when it comes to say a set of group of people in an organization, you have maybe their salary structure doing the same work. The salary structure, normally when you apply for a salary, they will tell you it's between maybe say, for example, 50 to 70,000 or 50 to 80,000. And then suddenly HR throws up, notice something in that database where someone in that group has suddenly been paid 1 million pounds. Obviously, that data is inaccurate, so they will have to look into it. So those are, but age is a very good one. It can never be negative. Once you anybody's age with a negative sign in front of it, that data automatically it's already incorrect.
Okay, thank you so much. Can anyone relate that to a planning and construction?
Of course.
Of course.
Okay. Can somebody tell me anything about that in terms of inaccurate?
Okay, in terms of planning, I work with project managers that they are actually inconsistent in terms of giving you updates, like updating the plan. So maybe when you are actually, going through the update session together, in terms of if that particular activity is actually completed or is still in progress. I've had updates. I've done an update session with some project managers that for that activity in the activity in the plan, they'll tell you that, oh, it's in progress or it's completed. And the next day, maybe when you have a meeting, they're telling you that it is, it has not yet started. Or also in terms of the date as well, they can tell you that the data has actually moved to maybe, let's say, the completion of an activity. It has actually moved to maybe next week, and in the meeting they're telling you that it has been completed. So they're not consistent in terms of the updates.
So including when there's milestone.
Yes, including when there's milestones and all this data actually linked, all these activities, and the work package is actually linked to the milestones in the plan.
Yeah, but when there's a plan, when there's WBS, they're supposed to relate everything within the work breakdown structure, isn't it?
Yes.
So how could they not get it right? Is it just the people, people working for? Yeah?
Yes, Mary is right when it comes to, lots of project managers tell lies anyway, because they're trying to make themselves look good. So yes, it's not
Who monitors those projects when it comes to that? Because as a matter of fact, that has financial implications. So the financial controller should be able to know what has been achieved or what has not been achieved. Is that not correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Yes.
How can they mitigate against such? Because that is not best practice.
It's not a best practice. And yes, the planner too has some responsibility to make sure everything is in date. But sometimes you can't put the information there if the information because you need the information to be fed to you. They feed it wrong to QS too. So you have, apart from that, in fact, let me say basically a lot of I know we are being recorded. Lots of projects. There are lots of lies and a lot of projects because of the financial implications. So, for example, I don't know who I was talking to the other day when I said that for each project, you need a project planner, you need a project manager, and you need the various construction engineers, the various construction managers, and the rest.
So that means some planners they are doing more than one project at a time.
Absolutely.
Do you
So
know they claim for each project a planner?
When they put in their claims, they put in that we have a planner per project, but the truth of the matter is you could have one planner planning for 10 different projects. You could have a document controller putting in data for 10 different projects, but when they're putting in their claim to the client companies, what they do is they say, oh, we have a document controller, oh, we have a planner, we have a project manager.
So what is the program manager doing? So he's not looking at what's going on with, I don't know, that is going to be a chaos. Or are they part of the, they're part of it?
When we are robbing in the developed countries, we rob at gunpoint. When we're in the Western countries, we rob with a pen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think also it has to do with the organization as well. Some organizations do not appreciate planning. They feel planning is actually, opening, their can of worms. In terms of when there are slippages in the plan, it's been called out or it's been addressed, which is probably going to affect the senior leadership team, or the report is going to the senior leadership team, or probably there's a governing council, governing the affairs of, should I say, the projects. Yeah. So some organizations do not appreciate planning.
Yeah, but the problem is that without planning, no project can go very well, because coming from engineering aspect, I have planned big projects in my entire life. I've managed projects, big projects. I have actually planned big projects, data solution centers for 10 regions as well. So the thing is that I'm most concerned about the engineering aspect and the implications of what has not been really put right, because depends also the softwares that you use. If you use Asta, it's very simple in construction, and you can see it's very easily be interpreted. So if a project controller, a financial controller, project controller, dealing with the quantities of your people and the commercial, they cannot look at those data, that whether there's progress really ensure, then definitely it's going to have a very strong implication on financially on the project. So especially when you have third party involved, that's going to be a real problem. So I think data we need to always ensure, but as a planner, you need to always advise and advise of what its implication may be. Put it in the note just to cover yourself, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Don't be afraid to do that, because you are the master of what you need to do. So as a data governance, you'll be able to relate to that very strongly. Those in the medical section, you also the same thing. Those in the legal section, very important that data is, that's why they always refer to precedence of cases. Even when the names are anonymized, they refer to precedence, because those data are there. And on that basis, they can always relate. Is that not what's happening? Any legal man here, a legal person? Do we have, we have some solicitor and barrister here, isn't it?
Wow.
We have some solicitor here, but we also have a student who are reading law here. I can see David, my son, he's reading law, and he joined from Canterbury. Princess, is that not what is happening? Can you speak from there? Okay, maybe barrister. Okay, yeah, barrister. Yes, he said we had a case of where, barrister. Go
I
to
can yeah, I just confirm what you're saying. We have what we call precedents,
yes.
and we also have what we call locus classicals. Locus classicals means cases that have been decided, that's more or less examples or templates that you follow. We have some judges whose judgments, for instance, we have judges like Lord Denning, who was the president of Christian Association or Christian Law Christian Association. He was a mathematician before he went to study law. If you go on Google and just type in Lord Denning, so if you're looking for a very good judge decision, you type in Lord Denning, you see cases that he's decided. And it's so interesting that a lot of the cases are actually from the Bible. We have what is called pastor bishop that will be going for law. We have what's called my neighborhood principles. That case was taken from the Bible, where you have Cain and Abel. We all know that Cain and Abel, although they were brothers, but what he did, it's something that you can't even open your mouth to say how he killed his brother. And we also have the case of the Good Samaritan. So you could see that cases are actually taken from the Bible, which is the which we use as a reference point. And also, like I said previously, we have precedents that will usually follow. When you go to court, you refer to cases to say, okay, this case was decided on so year, so year. The judges of the courts, they prefer recent cases, but there are some cases that are probably 100 years or 1,000 years. But what happens is the new cases, they also refer to those cases. So that's the importance of precedent. Sorry, I've spoken a lot. That's why I prefer just chatting. I don't like, because when I'm home, I'm out to speak. I just, thank you.
We always want this experience. That's why in the curriculum is drawn that when you have expert always speaking, relating to, because we believe in practical. It's not about the theoretical aspect. I'm a practical man, you know what I'm saying. So the people learn from this, and when they are right there in industry, they know how to articulate. We have people from the finance department. We have people from this. And so we have the youngsters here who really want to learn. There are about 3 people here in the university. I can see them here. We have Mamadou, we have Anthony, we have my son David, who's reading law as well, an economist. He likes data as well. So what am I saying, if it is that it's good to hear from experts. You know, look at what Dr. Maria was relating to the other time. So simple thing like this. Train and boss time, this time, because the data are wrong. So we need to correct them. This is our practical aspect of it. It's not about saying, oh, consistency means this and that, or, inaccuracy means this and that. No. How can we relate to them in practice? Barrister, your hand is up. I would love to hear your voice again on that.
Thank you. I actually wrote some things in the chat section. I just wanted to adumbrate or emphasize some of those things. In terms of data, like we said, the importance of data cannot be overemphasized. There are an accuracy, completeness cannot be overemphasized. We've heard of cases, NHS cases, as you know. I also, apart from being a solicitor, I also have a master's in social work, so I consult when it comes to health and care issues. So we've had cases of where NHS has been sued for millions of pounds because there were a lot of mistakes or errors that were made. And that is why NHS can afford to pay people, that data analysts, data managers, a lot of money to avoid NHS the embarrassment of cases like this and paying a lot of monies out. We're also aware that there are some local authorities that went bankrupt, because they paid lots and lots of money, when cases were decided against them. So it's very important that we check, we advise, and ensure that
Barrister, can you just relate a case that you save a whole borough of?
All right, thank you. I actually consulted with a local authority that I saved them millions, and that was actually used by other local authorities in England and Wales.
No.
Because I discovered that this person was, it was 4 calls a day. For those of you that know what calls means, they usually visit the family and double up. This woman had dementia, and carers usually go to her 4 times daily, 2 of them. And interestingly, I said I was going to do an assessment, coming to do an assessment. And this gentleman said, "Oh, no, don't worry, Mom has traveled." I said, "Mom traveled? How? You know, he said she went to Europe. I don't want to call the country. I've got confidentiality, you know." So, and I said, in her condition, he started being, you know, aggressive and so what I now decided to do, and I stopped calling him on the phone. I wanted him to put things in writing. So I started sending him text. Lo and behold, the mom actually died 2 years. 2 years, you know, and they were still collecting money. So what they did, because the council would usually send carers there, but they said, "Oh no, that they want to." So we have what we call direct payment, you know, and they were collecting money. All the people that are said what they were meant to access and reassess or review, as soon as they tell them that, "Oh, no, we could actually do it on the phone." But at the end of the day, I said no. I insisted that I was coming to visit. So he now started giving all sorts of excuses, you know. So that was actually how I saved that local authorities. In fact, the matter went to court and to see how they could get the monies back. And I informed the finance department, all the legal, all of us, we were all engaged in this matter. And they now did review and assessment of others. And they found that there were lots of cases like that. And also other local authorities in England and Wales also did the same. So that's the importance of data, ensuring that, thank you.
Thank you so much for articulating that. That example is rich. But amazingly, the next question I'm going to ask right here, I really want people to relate to it seriously. It's about cleansing duplications and what example you can give and the implication of such in anywhere you're going to duplications. Because since we'll be talking about, you know, inaccuracies, accurate consistencies. So, Barrister, you know, we have this opportunity from you. I'm going to make use of it seriously.
I think one of the things I wrote on the chat box or the chat section, I said there are cases where the wrong is the same person, but you'll be surprised that one person is being paid 2 or 3 times. Because the date of birth, the order of the name, you can imagine Emmanuel Thomas or Thomas Emmanuel, you know, and also the date of birth. Interestingly, before now, some people, before fingerprints and other things, biometrics, some people had more than 20 passports. And they were collecting, some were using them to buy houses. They will collect mortgage and they won't pay the mortgage. All they just wanted was
equity.
Equity. Yes. So you could see, so it's over the years, you know, there's been this revolution, there's been research, you know, there's been a lot of initiative, people coming up with different, that was actually how, as we all know, you know, people used to come into not just one different countries with one passport, but with biometrics and fingerprint, things have actually changed. That's why, as a data governance, if they know that you're very good, you're very innovative, you're very creative, you know, these are some of the things you could come up with. and you could use that, you know, as negotiating. You could negotiate, and before you know it, you'll be on 6-figure salaries.
Of course, some of you here right now are already aiming that. Some people here now already earning 6 figures.
Absolutely.
So,
They could tell you that it's a brownfield. Like we all know, brownfield means things are already in place. But when you start or commence or resume, you now find that it's a greenfield. So you can use that as bargaining power. Thank you. I'm so sorry for speaking. Please pardon me. I won't
to be quite honest, it is a pleasure having your time right now because I know you're very busy. But articulating these matters. Okay. Any other person who need to talk about duplications? Because I know why I'm saying this seriously. Because every other thing we're going to talk about in practical is already within here. If we don't get it right, it will be wrong. So any other person? Yeah.
Okay. What I want to ask is that in order for anyone to be able to identify data duplication, I strongly believe that one needs to be able to go through the data in that particular company, and you may need a lot of time to go through.
So what you're referring to now is called what? Data profiling.
Okay.
That's what data profiling. You profile all data in the database all the time. So you look at their content, you analyze them, and see the structure. So the structure, kind of standardization and format or whatever, I see whether there's what? Inconsistency, okay? Inaccurate duplication. So yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm very happy. Yeah, I don't.
So how long? I mean, I know it's like how long?
It doesn't take long. For you now, you have understood this. But if you have the software already there, it just pop up. Then you correct them.
Yeah.
Because the point of entry, that could be a problem. And because also we're looking at data, we need to know what kind of data we handle because we have data lineage. That is the history of data. Okay? And the modeling of data too. You must be able to know the history, when it entered, when it has not, when it just coming, where is it coming from? So all these things are very, very important. Does it meet our standard? Does it meet the standard in terms of format? So when you talk about format, is like, you know, if you want to get a data in terms of video and they store it in MP3 instead of MP4, it's not a good format. If you want to store a PDF and they store it in a Word document, it's not a good format. So these things are out there. Automatically, when you are storing something and you store it in the wrong format, it will say, it give you say that's a wrong format. Okay, so these are the other things. So once the software, you are acquainted with software, and you are a data analyst or a data governance or a visualization or someone who is a data entry officer, they are making the same money. Okay, you know your capacity, the capacity you need for your program, and how things are being done. So you know what to be employed and who not to be employed in your organization. So on that basis, with automation, automatically you're going to be seeing that any duplication and inaccuracy, inconsistency, all of them will just pop up. So in one of the practicals you're going to receive, you're going to participate right here, not now, is a CRM platform. This is about customer domain. And then on that basis, you're going to identify the data governance issue, data quality issues, and how you're going to log them, who you're going to assign it to, why is it that you have to assign it to somebody, and who is going to be data owner, and who is going to be data stewards, and you're going to talk about the rating or the dimension of the data quality, whether is it inconsistency, order, or the rating, is it high, medium, or low, or is it, very critical? So, and how long will it take to deal with it? So you're going to carry out the practical. And you will see what you're going to be seeing in the field right here. Okay? For those who really want to have high level of employment, I'm also going to move you to some high level of data, program, how to arrange your program in a way that when you come in, you need to look at the AVOC, that means initial aspect of your assessment when you get access during your roadmap of 30, 60, and 90 days. Then how you're able to have that from one place to establish your program, and from your establishment, how you're going to make it mature, have setting a target in order to reach the optimized criteria, which is the standard you're going to set. So that is very important, and I'm going to move you to that. And when you also have a job and you have a situation in that job, please do not hesitate. We help you to sort it out, because we're going to be in a WhatsApp group that when you put a question there, you have a situation, going to solve it, tell you how to solve it. Okay? If you can't see anybody to solve it, I'm going to be here. Any document that you may need to work with right in where you work, we're going to give it to you to make sure you are established. And after that, please don't forget your brother in heaven on earth here too as well. Is that okay? Is that okay, Tony?
Yes.
Okay. So this is how it is. So the education, there's a country in the United States of Africa called Nigeria. So some people receiving, a lot of people receiving, one person receiving so many salaries for someone whose names are duplicated severally, even some people who are dead.
Wow.
So that need to be always cleansed. Always cleansed. And you can only identify that when you profile the data. Okay? And it's very important. So this is example of how you carry out data profiling. You import the data from the database, you merge it in a set and look at what it is. So you review the missing data, or if there's inconsistencies or whatever, and then what do? You standardize the data. If the data are not in a very good format, and then you normalize the data, you remove more duplication, you enrich the data by importing other variables that probably you want to measure in terms of region or demograph, okay? And then you export the data for visualization. So after exporting data, there will be a domain to which it has to be what? Visualized. And what is visualized? Then decision will be made by stakeholders where pre-advised by either the analyst, the kind of a business analyst, or business intelligence, certified person. Then the stakeholder will be able to have the domain to which to take decision, especially the chief executive. In any case, I don't know if people are used to, because I'm also a certified professional Scrum Master. What normally happens is that when such data user stories are being brought into a system, to have a backlog, first of all, we need to have business analysts analyze those data or arrays of data that will be coming in, see the data that have prospect for survivor, and then before we, take them to the backlog, section. So for the Scrum team to pick up and carry out, what they need to carry out. So before they get to that level, a lot of data has to be looked into. Okay, so that data cleansing, very important. You must understand how to cleanse data. Okay, and then standardization, more or less, we have just explained it. We just explained standardization, a kind of format in which you store your, data. And MP4 is not the same as MP3. A PDF is not the same as Word, and there's different kind of data format that need to also, like us, what some of you have mentioned at that time, is the date of birth will be like 0, that is 01 stroke, the month 00 month, then the other one will be 2000 YYYY. In America, I think they do the other way around in one way or the other. But as long as you want to establish that, you need to establish the format right, so that it will be, during data entry will follow that format. Okay. And also we have data governance, we're talking about the policy and the process and control to ensure the data well managed and appropriately throughout the organization. So while we're talking about the policy, all these standards and the cleansing or whatever, so there must be policy that you have to enshrine into your program to help your data governance initiative or data quality initiative. So we have data quality, we have data policy, we have business policy. This is very important, and the compliance issue. So the business policies, let me tell you something. If you are asking in an interview that if you want to classify data, which data governance, which department will you classify it? Most people feel that it's IT. Please, don't take it's IT because someone will know that you're not experienced at all. So most people data because talking about it's not IT. IT is part of data governance. It's good for you to classify it as a business
policy.
Yes, so because you must establish a program geared towards the business goal. So it's pure business because that they need to take decision, and your program must be in line with the business goal. So it's an investment because you are investing in value. You're trying to create value. So data is a valuable asset, which people buy into. That's what people buy. In this world right now, is data. Every angle is just everywhere is data. So that's why we are highly paid. But if it's not well managed, then the governance of it will be wrong. Okay. So the policies are very important, and this being part of the component of data governance is very important. And when I'm going to bring it before people to know how you can carry out this component in practice, please don't play with it. Very important. Okay. Data quality monitoring, whatever you put together, you have to monitor it to ensure that it gives you the optimization that you really want, and to monitor everything. You can set it up in a way your data governance is well looked into to avoid wrong value creation. That will result to less customer insight and to affect the strategy decision making in your enterprise. Okay, please make sure you take care of that. And enrich data. Sometimes you have to, have additional information such as the demographic I mentioned it the other time, and geographic data to improve its usefulness. So no matter how you have data, raw data, okay, and you put it in a database, okay, you enrich it. Maybe you want to say, okay, you know what, I want to know how many RIP genes being bought and which country that buy them most, or where is it from? Okay, let's talk about statistics from Africa, which country in Africa. Let's talk about Europe, which country in Europe. Let's talk about US. Okay, on that basis, let's bring the geographical area into your data, and then you enrich it for its proper usefulness. Very important. When we're going to use one of the tools called Power BI, you'll be able to see that. Even those who are doing researches, sometimes when you want to use, when you're using a SPSS software, you have a place where you can use enriched data. So what's happening within different regions? Very important. Okay. Let me look at the chat box. A lot of things are already there. So please take note of this chat box. You have a lot of things there. So no, very inspiring indeed. That's Mamadou, the university student. Data is a new oil, of course. So thank you, Barrister. Thank you. Okay. There is no data without human beings and no human being without data. Of course, when we're talking about which one is the first, data and human beings. It's human being before data. And and data can't move without human being. Thank you. Take advantage of what you're seeing right there. Okay. And okay, integration of data. So you combine a lot of data sources to create a unified one. You can get data from anywhere. You can get from the web. You can get from your database. You can get from other sources as well. But the important thing, if you are having data from anywhere, you must have to integrate it, whether they are useful and have a unified view. Those who are doing researches, sometimes you're doing secondary data, and probably you just want to confirm that the validity of your data in a way. You want to have a combined, you have to have a multi-method or whatever mixed method. Yeah, you can do that in order to test whether the data you had before is still valid or not. And if it's not, then there's a gap. Then you know how to do what to do as at that time. So in most cases, use data to test analysis to test the hypothesis whether they are, meet up with what you really want to. Okay, but the important thing is that integrate data together and look at whether they have unified view, the same kind of set of view you really want to do. So data security and privacy, if you specialize in this alone, you can make money, a lot of money. So you will need to know what's data privacy and data security. These two are not the same. So, but two of them is called data protection. One is talking about unauthorized access and authorized access. The other one talking about, regulations and compliance. So it's very important. This involves implementing measures to protect data from unauthorized access, which is that security, data security. So why the other one is or use and ensure compliance in terms of law and regulation, that is privacy. Okay, so we have different ones that are operating globally. GDPR is one operating within Europe. Even UK has its own, but not quite different from GDPR in Europe. Okay, and America, they have different one. We have the one for health insurance, HIPP something, and there is another one they use. But in most cases, it must be acquainted with these two main ones because they are very important. I think Nigeria is getting media now at the moment. So what happened? Facebook did not comply with this, and that was why they fined the 2.8 billion. So they pay anyway. So they knew that they didn't comply with it. So we have stewards, like I said the other time. We have different kind of people working with you. So this data stewards involve assigning responsibility for managing and maintaining data quality. Please take note of the data quality. If I were you, I would always be thinking about data quality, because if you can know data quality very, very well, you are strong, really strong, because you can't be data governance without knowing data quality. That's why this training is drawn, the curriculum is drawn to ensure that you're not just studying data governance alone, you also can become a data analyst. So if you're able to know what is really, how to analyze data, then even if you're a data governance manager, if they employ data analyst, if he tells you this is how it is, and it's not doing well, you'll be able to tell the person not doing well. But if it gives you data that is not well analyzed, then when you visualize it, it's going to affect the decision making. So customer insight will consequently be affected. And then you say, oh, but we have data analyst. He made mistake because he couldn't pick it up. Because I can analyze all data because I'm a data analyst. So, and at the end of the day, you can't just be governing something you do not know. You can't manage something you do not know. You should be able to know how data are being analyzed. So in this place, we're going to teach you how to analyze data and using the same software, okay, Who knows the concept of ETL and ELT? Who knows the meaning of ELT and ETL?
Extract, transform, and load.
Yeah, extract, transform, and load.
Extract data.
Yeah, extract, transform, and load. What about the ELT?
Extract, load, and transform.
Yes, so that is, if you can know that, definitely you'll be able to do data analyst job. Very, very important. Very, very important. So we have data validation. So this involves checking the accuracy and completeness of data against predefined rules or criteria. Predefined rules or criteria, we have policies, we have standards, which of course, if you operate as a best practice, you should be able to have your data validated. Okay. So, but the difference between data best practice and management practice is SOP. That is standard operating procedure. So if you don't operate in the right standard during your procedures, definitely you're going to cut short of best practice, and then you're going to have to do what is called evaluation. And evaluation is going to be like starting the team to see where you have gone wrong, and how you have to do monitoring. Because you need to measure your standard by using the criteria in your KPI to know whether you meet up with the standard. So on that basis, you need to monitor and validate your program right from the time you start it. And these are things that will be known. So when I'm going to be asking you some interview questions, you'll be able to articulate and relate to them. That's why most cases we spend time in asking some few questions. I want to hear from you, from your experience in wherever you work. Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be closing soon. So before I close, I have some few questions I'm going to ask. Please, let's answer them. Okay? All right. What is data governance and why is it important? Oh, did I just give the answer there? Oh, no. Oh, no. Somebody should read the answer for me.
Okay, you said data governance is the management of the availability, usability, integrity, and security of the data used in an organization.
Okay.
It is important because it ensures that the data is accurate, consistent, and trustworthy, and can be used to make informed business decisions.
Thank you so much.
It also helps to ensure compliance with regulations and standards.
Please note this, because this is an interview question. And I like highlighting integrity because I put this kind of word in this because I know why. Have you heard the word integrity before?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Have you heard the word integrity before?
Yes, we have.
What is the meaning of integrity?
Good standards, like good, something portraying good standard, good,
Trustworthy.
something good. Yeah, trustworthy. Yeah.
Trustworthy.
Being able to do what you have committed to, or what you have. So this is Bob Manuel.
Okay, from Nigeria.
So being able to from Nigeria, being able to do what you have been committed to, so it enables whoever you're dealing with trust you and believe that you will keep to your word. So that ability keeps you integrity.
Oh, I love that.
It also involves ensuring that what you are committed to is done, protected, and maintained over a long period of time, like a continuous maintenance of something or safeguarding something.
I like that last aspect of it over the period, and that's called reliability, reliable.
Yeah.
Okay, over time. Okay. Now, have you heard the word honesty before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is honesty?
Yes.
Truthfulness, being truthful in everything you are doing.
Thank you so much. I love
I
that.
remember in those days when we were growing up in the village, we used to say, honest to God.
I love that. Okay. Have you promised someone ice cream and you never give the person?
Yes.
Have
Yes.
you ever promised someone something and you did not give?
Yes.
Promise and fail.
So what happened is that honesty is truth. To be honest with you means to be truthful with you. That's what it means.
Oh.
Okay, but you may be truthful, but you might not have integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just talk the talk, you don't walk the talk. So that man is very honest, but he has no integrity. It's a very big word. So you say the truth, but you don't do the truth. So the doing the truth is integrity, which is called, it means that integrity is truth at work.
Oh.
That's what it means. Okay. Yeah. So then when you have integrity, you are being trusted. There's someone can entrust something to your care. So therefore, when things are entrusted into your care as a trust, then you are credible. So that's credibility. So data must have integrity. Okay, once they have integrity, it creates value, and then that's what people begin to buy into. Okay, if you are selling a product and the product is degenerating in terms of content and consistent, then automatically there's a problem. A barrister hand is up. A privilege to hear from you.
Speaking about integrity, I just wanted to relate this to when we use the word libel, we say slander. In law, we know what it means, and you know what this had led to. When people are not truthful, they tell lies, it could lead to loss of lives. It could lead to their consequences of paying a lot of damages, penalty, and even people have actually lost their jobs. So there is nothing as being truthful, complete, say it as it is, and you go far, like they say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love that. So very important. And do you know that because of wrong data that have no integrity have cost a lot of chief executives to resign. And they will pay them up in Tesco and others, they crook records of their profits so that they can attract investors into their system. And meanwhile, they were selling below, they were not making the money. So this is what happened, and they sacked them. In fact, they resigned, and they will pay the heavy money anyway. So it's still happening today. So they went bust. Some company went bust. The last time we met here, where I think if we gave an example of a company that went bust, and this is a company that have a profit after tax $200 million pounds. So the next year, I think it went bust. How did it happen? In fact, just a day before it was announced, they were quiet. They were quiet. They just told workers not to come to work. It's a construction company in this country. They went bust. So records need to have data, must have integrity. Otherwise, it's going to have a problem. Okay. So on this note, Barrister.
Sorry, I think something that we have to bring home is the case of GTB. I'm not sure if some of you have read what has been going on in the media. They said GTB will look for people's details, open accounts for them, and these people are not even aware of it. You know, all they want to do, they want to be the biggest and the largest banks in Nigeria. They will tell you they have X number of customers, And in fact, they said they've opened an account for more than 15,000 people. So you can imagine that. So the issue, where is integrity?
Cannot be trusted now.
Yes.
That's serious.
It is very serious. It is very serious. That's why, yes. That's even talking about the elections, we have there. We all know how it is. You know, it is really sad. That's why you find in developed world, in developed countries, you could finish the vote. You see everything live. And that was what they wanted to replicate. And look at what we are getting. You know, it is really, when I speak about this, I'm so emotional. Anyway, sorry. Let me just stop here. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. So
can I add? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to add something, a little in the engineering, mostly like in the oil and gas section, where you need accurate data, accurate reservoir data to make those informed decisions. And like those informed decisions has to do with putting out or investing millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And where if this is gotten wrong, I mean, everybody has to suffer. So in this aspect, this is not this cannot be having wrong data is unacceptable. I mean, it has to be right. So that integrity has to be there, because that's like the base rock for every decision that is made, from the planning to the execution of the wells. And we have hundreds of millions being invested in this area. So
absolutely, you're right. Because I was in oil and gas. I was in the Del Gulf Chevron, and I was in Shell Petroleum as a pipeline engineer. So do a lot of construction, and especially when you work in high sea, if data are wrong, especially when during drilling process, then I have experienced a blowout anyway. I was in a helicopter going to the rig, and around 2 miles away, I was seeing the rig that I was going in got burnt out of a blowout preventer who could not that could not even prevent the upcoming gases because of wrong mud mixing by Halliburton, and it was really bad. But Halliburton or Beroids, okay, yeah, one of those ones, really bad.
Beroid is part of Halliburton.
Yeah, Beroid. We came together because I worked in Beroid before anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked in Beroid.
So
Sedico Forest side, Sedico side. Yeah. So the mixing of both of them are brothers and sisters anyway. So the mixing of the mold who does not commensurate with the upcoming gas because of wrong data. So during the drilling process, it was very serious. We lost 5 people, including my classmate in those days when we read mechanical and PTR. So the guy, we lost him. And that rig was 86 million American dollars at them many years ago. The first top drive rig that came into Bonu terminal. So it was really bad. So thank God there were submarine boats around the rig that took people. When our helicopter just took us out and went to go and rescue other people from the sea. So it was really bad. Wrong data can easily, because if the data that they were receiving, with the more with the data that we're receiving, it would have suppressed it to the core, and it will not affect the blowout preventer that they put into the, So it's very important. And beside that, like as you said, I'm handling a very big mighty project at this moment with big companies in terms of data. And when they had a meeting with me, I was telling them that those data were wrong. And he said, one once they gave me one seismic, data, and they look as if they didn't even carry the 3D properly. So I said, okay, they have to reevaluate, carry out another seismic exploration, see whether it commensurate with the existing data they have, because migration have taken place over the years and a lot of things have happened. So we have all conformities around that area. So I want them to have existing data to conjure with the kind of price they're bringing in. Just consulting for them as well to see whether those data are right. Because if you have a wrong data, you want to bring investors in, they want to buy into what they have. If they don't carry out or I accept the contract subject to a new acquisition of data and interpretation of data, then there's going to be a problem if you don't do that. So that you're right, you're really right. Prince, but man, are you in oil and gas?
Yes, I've done oil and gas for over 24 years.
Oh, yeah, that's very good. Okay, that's very good. Really, really good. See, and if you have data governance, you will control a lot of, I left Share 2007. Otikmebo is in long time.
Yeah.
So